Hello, welcome to the Unshackled podcast with me, your host, Anthony Mukanya. So, as many of you know, on this channel, we like to react to some crazy videos, and also I'd like to bring you the latest news, mainly in politics, in finance, and sport. And today, we're going to keep going and we're going to examine really and react to some of the crazy statements that politicians in the UK have said on social issues. And that would just give you an idea, to my, especially to my American listeners, the fact that you're not the only ones inflicted by this woke mind virus, and there are really people from everywhere in the world, and especially here in Europe, really. So without further ado, let's get into this.
A woman can have a penis.
Nick, I'm not. I don't think we can conduct this debate with,
Sorry, have I offended you in some way?
No. It's just no. I just.
Is it transphobic to say only women have a cervix?
Well, it is something that shouldn't be said. It is not right. But Andrew, I don't think that.
So Rosie Duffield should not have said that. Can you explain to people watching why she should not have said that?
Well, Andrew, I don't think that we can just go through various things that people said.
So, there you go, people. You've heard it for yourselves. So we truly live in a world where people simply refuse to tell the truth, even the truth that they know, the truth that we all know. But it doesn't really matter. Those people have basically decided that, feelings rather than biological facts are relevant. And you can see how this politician, his name is Keir Starmer, is the leader of the opposition, and he's from the Labour Party, which is, in my opinion, right now a far left party, and he has been cornered basically, and he's responding to a comment by a member of his party who suggested that only women have cervix, something that we all know to be true. And but because they don't believe the same things, well, guess what? he just can't answer. He just can't answer the question. Something that he knows to be true. It's truly extraordinary, people. So he's he's one of the guys. And the second one is the second reaction is this video that was also from a politician. So a little bit of the context. So at the beginning of the year, there was this man who was who happened to rape two women, one of which was his ex-wife, and he suddenly decided to transition somehow and to change his name. And this is happening in Scotland, and the person that is speaking, so it's going to be the Scottish Premier responding to that, to this news. And again, so this is the Scottish National Party. Once again, in my opinion, a far left government that has lost all perspective. And so basically this person then, because he declared himself or transition during the trial, he now was housed in, this individual was housed in female prison. So then this politician, who is the leader, the First Minister of Scotland really, he's then asked by the journalist, how is this possible? Because you have to remember that this situation caused a gigantic uproar all over the country, but apparently the politicians don't actually realize that. And so we are going to just you're going to listen to what she has to say about it, and you will see for yourself that it is completely and utterly shocking.
Question is, are all trans
But
women women? You haven't answered that question.
Well, that's not the point that we're dealing with
That's
here.
the question I'm
Look,
asking.
trans women are women, but in the prison context, there is no automatic right for a trans
So
woman.
there are contexts where a trans woman is not a woman.
No, there is there is circumstances in which a trans woman will be housed in the male prison estate.
Is there
because
any
of the
context
nature
in
of the
which a
crime.
woman born as a woman will be housed in the male estate?
Look, we're talking here about trans
And I'm
women.
now asking about women born as women.
I don't think there are circumstances there, but
So it's different for trans women.
well, yes, and I'm not.
So they're not equal.
That is not, there is a risk assessment process done for trans women that takes account of the nature of the crime. Significant concern arises out of sexual crime and whether it's appropriate for them to be in a female prison.
It's amazing. So when J.K. Rowling tweeted, if I think again I believe it was last year, her support for a journalist on this specific type of issues, she was dismissed as basically being transphobic, right? But as it turns out, a person who now identifies as a woman goes into and demands basically to be put in a women's prison. We have a politician, by the way. This was in January. She lost her job because this is such an untenable position. As you can see, you can't defend that. There's no way. There's no way to possibly defend something as ridiculous as this. But because we live in a time when people know the truth, but instead they will choose not to say it in order to avoid hurting people's feelings. But I just want to so I just wanted to bring it to you because one of the things that I believe is so dangerous is that for for the sake of just a very very tiny minority of people on this planet, we're going to put women at risk in sport, in the prison system, and there are no spaces that are now reserved for women only. This has huge consequences for the law, and sadly, very very few people are able to understand that. And I think we need to speak up. And luckily, there are a lot of people who are speaking up because the reality is we cannot continue like that. And we hope that our politicians will be smart enough to understand what is at stake and to step in. But clearly, when you have people like Nicola Sturgeon here, who are so afraid to be called transphobic, they do not even they have to defend. Oh, in fact, she can't defend because either way, and that's why she lost her job at the end of the day. It is an untenable position, as I said, because if she does condemn, then she's going to be called all sorts of names by the people in her party who are like really, really crazy far left. But then if she stays quiet, she does also expose a lot of people to serious harm. So she doesn't know what to do. She really doesn't know what to do. But I'm not going to shed any tears for her because it's a position that she created herself. Once again, a position that I believe that is completely untenable, completely indefensible, but that people will continue to say. So this is really the heart of what what I wanted to discuss with you. But there is one last thing before we move on. Okay.
Your leader seems to think that some of them do. Do you know any women with penises?
Well, I've been talking about this related issue this morning because there's new guidance from the Department of Health about ovarian screening, and they've removed the word woman from the screening. And the Health Secretary was asked about this, and I agreed with his response, which I think is that, we need to use language in a way that everybody understands. We all know what we mean when we say woman, but we also need to make sure we're respectful and inclusive when it comes to people who are trans men.
I just want to clarify. For example, do you know any women with penises? I don't have one. I don't know whether you want to receive whether you
haven't ever asked anybody.
No. Why does your leader think that some women have penises? I'm pretty darn sure they don't. I think that's kind of one of the things that being a woman means is you don't have a penis.
Well, it's the same issue that I've just been talking about with the ovarian cancer. The vast majority of people getting ovarian cancer screening will be women.
The vast majority.
Wait. This is insane, people. So, how are these people elected? How can you even trust people who are in elected office, who come up with ridiculous things like that, and they know it's ridiculous, but look at her face. There's nothing. She cannot defend that. And kudos to Julia Hartley Brewer for really pushing her, because we need to sort this type of questions. We need to have frank discussion. Even if a lot of people are opposed to that, and this is just so crazy. It's crazy that we live in a world that where the truth is actually what people actually don't pay attention to. But yeah, let's carry on.
Do you mean 100%?
There will be trans men who are women who still have ovaries and
because they're women. So only women get ovarian cancer because only women have ovaries. Because they don't have penises.
The vast majority are women, absolutely.
Vast majority. So I just want to clarify. Do you believe that some women have penises? Do you agree with your party leader?
If you are transitioning, if you are going through and you are transitioning from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, you will have you will have a process. You will have different. I haven't asked the question of any individual person. What I have done is had in my surgery a trans woman who faced loads of abuse and is having a very difficult time.
No one's calling for people to be abused.
So we just need to be careful. But of course, in the vast majority,
stating facts. Sorry, Sarah. Stating facts isn't abuse. So a man who is trans, we can be respectful and empathetic and supportive. That doesn't make him a woman. He's still a man, and if he's still got a penis, he's a biological man. He's not a woman. Women don't have penises.
No, biological women don't. But if you're
women don't,
then you do.
So, yeah, you heard it for yourselves, people. So, it really isn't about decency or tolerance or any other things. Clearly, as you can see, and these are people who are quite powerful, but they are so afraid of telling the truth. Objective truth does matter. Objective truth does matter. Things that we all know to be true, which are not lies, matter. And suddenly we live in a world where you can't say those things that everybody knows. So at the end of the day, we can house a sex criminal in a women's prison with vulnerable women and not say anything, because if you speak out on this type of things, you get called all kind of names in the book. So kudos to Julia Hartley Bowers for really taking this ridiculous politician to task with a very basic, simple question, and it's really telling that in this day and age, we once again at a point where we cannot tell the truth. We cannot do that, and what can we say? Really, it's completely ridiculous. But if you guys like my channel, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and most importantly, share with your family and friends. Thank you.